start our public participation portion of our DBE program. Because we're a federal recipient of funds, we're required to have a DBE program which lists a goal for the next 3 years. Our goal, and this starts on October 1st, and our goal for FY 21 through 23 has been calculated at 0.26% of our federal financial assistance that we will expend on DOT contracts, not including the purchase of transit vehicles. We estimate meeting the goal of 0.26% from a race-neutral, 100% race-neutral participation. The purpose and objective is to ensure that there's no discrimination in the awarding of these DOT-assisted contracts. It's to create a level playing field on which DBEs can compete fairly. It's to ensure that the DBE program is narrowly tailored in accordance with the law, to ensure that only firms that fully meet 49 CFR Part 26 of the eligibility standards are permitted to participate, is to help remove any barriers in participation, and is to assist in development of firms that cannot successfully compete in the marketplace outside the DBE program. And I should have introduced our panelists at the beginning. We have Macy Wires, who is the City of Longview MPO, and also Kathy Chambers with Moore & Associates, who helped conduct our DBE packet and did the research. And Kathy, I may let you talk about this one slide, the calculation method, because that certainly is where you spend a lot of your time.
Okay, thank you, Scott. In calculating the DBE goal, one of the first things we had to do is break down the existing contract opportunities into component parts and look for available DBEs that could potentially provide those goods and services. And so we did that. And in doing so, we ultimately found 6 DBE firms in these categories. And as far as where we looked for the DBEs, we looked in the both the Tyler and Longview areas, as well as statewide in some cases. For example, an insurance carrier doesn't have to be local. So we looked at DBE providers in that category that were statewide. All in all, we found 6 firms. We divided that by the total number of businesses offering goods and services in these categories, which was 1,163, and got a base figure of 0.52. So that was the first step of the calculation. The second step looked at prior participation by DBEs, and there has been very little participation by DBEs. The contracts to be let for the next 3 years do not include any construction projects, and that was where we pretty much got DBE participation in the past 3 years. So there are very few opportunities for DBEs. So we used the historic median of 0% DBE participation to create an adjusted base figure of 0.26%. And Scott, I'll turn it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kathy. Perfect. Next slide. Okay. That is pretty much the presentation and how we calculated it and what the goal will be set. If there's any comments from the public, comments or questions, we'll certainly welcome them at this time.
I am not seeing any resident logged in at this time wishing to speak.
Okay. Macy, any comments, thoughts?
Nope, I think you've covered it all. As Scott said, there are opportunities to provide feedback. You can either send comments via mail to Longview Transit's offices, or you can email those over at slewis@longviewtransit.com. So we just appreciate everybody attending and appreciate Longview Transit's willingness to present their DBE goals today.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Kathy. And our media development people. And if that's it, appreciate your time. Have a great afternoon.